Right, YouTube, let's jump in. I just wrapped up a call with an agency owner, and it just kills me how much money people are leaving on the table because they don't know how to handle objections. So I'm just going to give you a fast track version as to how I do this stuff, okay? I'm not a sales trainer, I'm an online guru. I build sales systems, train, manage, hire sales teams for people selling done for you, done with you offers online, whether it's info, agency services, accounting services, whatever, right? Um, I don't claim to be the best sales rep. I just know how to sell. Really, I always sell through just passion and authenticity. Like, if I understand that someone's here, they want to be here, I'll help them get clarity to be able to make an informed decision, to make a decision and a commitment to themselves and to you as a business owner as well. Like, there's no, how does that make you feel? I'm just not a fan. I'm not a fan of the big tonality stuff as well. Like, you inquired about a problem? Like, all this stuff like just kills me inside a little bit. Okay, so whether this guy in particular, right, was experiencing clients saying or prospects saying all the stuff, but then as soon as they're asked to make a commitment, they just say, "Oh, it's not the right time." I could spend hours on YouTube talking about each individual objection. Okay, today's just a fast track version, and I'm just going to walk you through smoke screens and actual objections. Okay, so we've got the shit that they give us, which is, oh, I need to think about it. I need to speak to my business partner. I need to speak to my wife. Now's not the right time. I don't have the time. I need to speak to your clients because I don't trust myself or I don't trust you. I don't make decisions like this. We've only just met, which again really is just a psychological flaw. It's a broken decision making process, and they don't recognize what got them from A to B isn't necessarily what's going to get them from B to D or even B to Z. And it actually may even start with actually them making decisions like they've actually never made decisions before, because what does it actually cost them by not making decisions quicker? There will be opportunities that they've missed out on because they couldn't react or act quick enough. Okay, so those are all smoke screens. That's just bullshit, and that's things that people say and tell themselves because they either have a perceived lack of value, they have listened to what you've had to say about your offer. Now, this could be because your product's shit, or it could be because you just don't know how to communicate and articulate it, okay? It could be fear in themselves that they will fail again, depending on their track record, fear that it won't work for them as well, despite you having countless case studies and social proof. They may just have that fear, which 9 times out of 10 is pretty normal, especially if it's a high ticket investment. If you're asking someone to put 10K into something, there's, I mean, unless they're making multiple 6 or 7 figures a month, it's a big investment. So to ask someone to invest that in themselves, and there's no absolute guarantee, most entrepreneurs worth their salt understand that nothing's guaranteed. And everyone that set out to start their own business, they didn't have a guarantee either. But at the beginning of their entrepreneur journey, they had excitement, they had belief in themselves. Depending on where they're at in their journey right now, they may have had that belief and excitement beat out of them, okay? So they may also just have fear for whatever reason. It could also be fear because of money and logistics. They may just have enough. If you're selling a 10K offer and they've got 14K in the bank and they've got a payroll or overheads of 2 grand or something, it's like, right, well, I'm really short here. And this is obviously where you'd probably have to explore financing options or a split pay, depending on how quick they can see a return, or depends on what you're offering and what you're selling, right? They also may not like you as well, which I've had, right? I talk a lot. I and this is another thing. Like, everyone says, "Oh, don't talk too much in the sales process. Like, just shut up." That's worked for me sometimes, but then it's also just caused me a lot of friction. I like to talk to help people understand. Hey, look, I'm not trying to sell you a car with a second-hand clutch. Like, this is not me trying to just offload a load of shit on you because I want the commission. This is genuinely the best thing for you. And the chances are, if you get off this call right now, you're going to tell yourself some bullshit story and you're never going to come back to this, and you're going to stay exactly where you are, if not end up worse. And even worse, you're going to speak to your partner and she's going to tell you that I love you as you are. You don't need to change. You know, you can do this yourself. You're going to get a temporary spike in motivation. You're going to get on your stories next day and start talking. And then 3 to 4 weeks later, or 2 to 3 days later even, you're going to be back to where you were prior to booking this call. And chances are, I've seen this time and time again, they're going to be back in the calendar, either in your calendar or competitor's calendar in the next 3, 6 to 8 months. Okay? The don't like you thing could be just, for example, as I said, I talk a lot, I'm passionate, and I would say on calls at least, I'm quite extroverted. Okay, I'm also quite I lack empathy sometimes, and this is something that I've had to work on. I have so much empathy for where people are at. So when we're doing the discovery, I can really understand someone's empathy, and I really, where I lack empathy is where I've done everything I can to connect the dots and they still won't commit. I just have no, you can't want what all these amazing other entrepreneurs have got either inside the program or online and then not be willing to make the risks or investments that other people's made. It's like, I want to be a millionaire, but I want to spend £2. It doesn't work like that. Okay, so that's where I lack empathy. So they may not like you, but let's just assume that they do like you, they do like me, and the call's going really well. The other thing is obviously money logistics. Like, do they actually have access to capital? Now, just coming away from this, an analogy I always use with any sales team that I've trained, or kind of even with my own sales and my own agency services, I always just use this Lamborghini analogy, because if the deal is so good, even if they don't have the money, they're going to go out to market and find the money. So this Lamborghini Urus is on the market for 240 grand, £250,000 basically, which is like what, 400 and something $1,000. Great, amazing. If this is my car, and let's just say we've had a tough month, and I need 100 grand cash to be able to pay my team, cover overheads, and even give us another 2 or 3 months of runway where I'm not stressing so much, right? 250,000, I'm asking for 100 grand. Are you buying that car? Yes, you're buying that car. Why? Because you know you can make 150 grand on the car. Even if you've not got the 100 grand, you can raise the 100 grand, tell them you'll give them 120 back in 2 weeks' time, and then there's still going to be 130 grand left for you in this deal as well. That is an exaggeration of what a really good deal is. It's risk averse, because you know, well, I've done not only this comparable, but I've looked online. There's loads of cars going from no lower than 200 grand. So worst case scenario, you're going to make 80 grand, let's say, if you offered the 20k on top of the 100k as interest, okay? That is a great deal. So when it comes to pitching and presenting your offer, they wouldn't be having to think about it or speak to their partner or speak to their clients and stuff if the offer was communicated, perceived, articulated as good of a deal as what you've just seen me do with the Lamborghini, okay? So whether it's not the right time, if it's not the right time, let's say you're selling sales. If I said to a client, how soon are you looking to get started? And they said March. I would say, what would prevent you from moving forward now? Oh, well, we've got this, we've got that, we've got this coming up. I don't have the time. I've got a wedding as well. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, great. Well, look, if I can add an extra 10k a week to your books, would you be able to find an hour, maybe 2 hours in your day, 2-3 days a week for me to make that a reality? Or do you want to start till March and miss out on the 50,000-60,000 pounds that you'd be missing out on? Most people are going to say, yeah, no, I'll find an hour in my day. Okay, again, it depends on where you're at with the offer as well and what you're selling, why they've inquired. But there's a way to handle every single objection. Again, speaking with clients. Why do you want to speak to my clients? Because their success is not going to determine your success. Okay. Also, if I bring you into the program, like, what does that say about me? I can't even do my job properly because I'm having to come to you whilst you're trying to focus on growing your business. And now you're having to sell people on why they should do it because I can't do my job properly. Is that fair? No. Great. So if I'm not going to do that to you, why am I going to do it to anyone inside the program? With being over all the case studies, what about these case studies do you not believe to be true? No, I believe them to be true. Okay, great. Well, if it's worked for 360 other agencies, why all of a sudden is it not going to work for you? Okay. Why do you not trust yourself that it's not, why do you need to speak to someone? Why do you not trust yourself? Okay, they're going to start opening up, ask these questions. They don't need to speak to a client. They're looking for someone to give them a full sense of confidence, which if they need to leverage confidence, they can leverage confidence with you live on that call as well. Look, I believe this will work for you. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to get you onboarded. You're going to be, you're going to have your own dedicated communication channel with your own dedicated account manager. We're going to be on a call in the next 48 hours, mapping out your sales systems and processes. Within the first 7 to 14 days, would have expected an extra 2 or 3 deals coming in just from what we do in our review, refer, and incentivize structure as well. This is before we've done any ads or whatever it may be. There's loads of stuff that you can do. Depends on if you're selling fitness, like here's what we're going to do. Here's why you're going to get progress, etc. Okay. So you give them that confidence. They then begin to believe that. And because you believe it and you're not just trying to sell them on like, oh yeah, like, I mean, look, if you're selling unethically, you're probably going to come unstuck at some point, and that probably would affect your close rate. But if you truly believe this is the best solution for them, they don't need to speak to clients. It is the right time for them. And also, if they tell you that it's not the right time or this is not how they make decisions, you can actually help them understand as well. Look, the only difference between you and those in our program right now as to who are where you want to be is that they too had this exact same call and they too felt that feeling that you're feeling right now, which is, I want to do this, but I'm scared, or for whatever reason, something else is coming up. The difference is that they chose to believe in themselves and to believe in us and our product and offer and what we do. And they committed to themselves and they jumped. Even with like some uncertainty, because no one's ever going to have, if anyone says to your sales call, I want 100% certainty, like, it's not 100% certain that I'm going to cross the main road from my house. Why? Because a car could come around the corner and take me out, okay? Nothing is 100% certain. You should be able to get them to a point where they're 70, probably just over 80% certain, okay? If you can get people in the high 90s, then great, amazing. But even if you just said, like how I do it, I will talk them through what my investment cost is. And I would say, worst case scenario, imagine if we were able to make you money back in the first 90 days, and then after that, you spend the next 12 to 24 months making X amount extra per month. Would you be happy with that investment? Like, that's a worst case scenario. Let's say they're selling a 5K program, and I'm going to add an extra 5K to their books every single month, okay? It's not the best investment, but 5K over a course of the year, it's just 60K, okay? If I only charge them 10K, let's say, and they're going to make 50K profit in year one, and then also another 60K in year two, another whatever it may be, right? I'm just trying to help them visualize it. Is that an investment worthwhile? Yeah. Okay, so what we're talking about was I'm not here to help you add one deal extra a month. Like, I want to help you do one deal extra a day. I only want to work with agencies and offers and programs that I can really scale and incentivize to do so. Okay. So that's another way that you can look at this, and helping them understand that the decisions that they've made today have got them that far, but the decisions that they need to make moving forward may actually have to start here on this call. Like, something may have to change here on this call. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean that everyone watching this video is going to start doing one call closes. Depending on your niche, your offer, you may invite people back to a second call, which would then be a closed call. So you could have a discovery call, then you could have a strategy session, or you can do like a discovery call and then a game plan call, a discovery call, and then whatever call. It depends on if you've got like a program, for example, it's a 3K program, it's a one call close. If you've got like what I do, I can close on one calls, but I also like to close on two for bigger clients, because I can go away and say, hey, look, I've put this together. Here's what I propose. Let's now proceed with it. It's as simple as that. Without me going away and working on something and thinking, right, this is everything that I can put together, it wouldn't be half as valuable. Okay, they'd be making a commitment that they wouldn't know. They wouldn't have absolute clarity, nor would I. I know I could help them, but in terms of me listing deliverables, I wouldn't be able to give it them exactly, because every client's different, shall we say. For the high ticket offer, I've got another offer which is kind of, look, done with you, and that's pretty much productized, so I can put anyone into that. Okay. The whole partner thing again, and think about it just quickly to conclude on these. The partner, again, they're looking to leverage someone's confidence. And the partner thing really isn't fair. I mean, listen, if you're selling to a male, I don't mind calling people out on like, why do you need to speak? Like, who runs this business? I do. Okay. Is your partner involved? No. Does she understand the space? Like, is she in your insert space, insert niche? No. Okay, great. So why do you need to go and speak to your partner about something that she knows nothing about and give her the power and responsibility to be able to control your future and way to take this business? Yeah, good point. Playing devil's advocate, if she says no, what are you going to do? Oh, well, I wouldn't be happy. Well, are you happy staying unhappy? Like, are you just going to stay there because your partner thinks he knows best, even though she knows nothing about this business? Like, your partner's going to love you no matter what. Pull up your socks, become the man that you need to be for the partnership. And actually, the whole scenario I give them is, what's your partner going to think if you come in and say, I've spoke to a stranger on the internet today and he wants me to pay him 10, 15K for X, Y, Z. And I'm uncertain, I'm unsure. Like, what's your thoughts? Like, close, like, well, she's gonna, who is he? Let me check his Instagram. I've always done. She can say, yeah, no, you don't need it. Like, you can do it, babe. Like, you can. And then again, you have this false sense of confidence. You're gonna go out, yeah. Next day, yeah. 2 or 3 days later, you're gonna be back in a rut. 3-4 months later, you're gonna be back in the calendar. Okay. Now, what do you think is gonna happen if you walk in and you say, baby, never guess what? I've just paid this guy or this team, this agency. We're going to be doing this. They work with X, Y, Z. They're doing this. It's going to take us to this. Soon we're going to be able to have all that we spoke about. I'm so excited. If you've got excitement, if you've got certainty that it's going to work and you're confident, what do you think she's going to say there? Oh my God, like, I'm so excited for you. Well done. She's going to congratulate you on making the investment in yourself and making a commitment to yourself to actually be better. Okay? Not the whole fucking, I'll lie down. It's like I need to find out. I should have got that meme up. Like, it's like a faceless thing and it's baffling. It's like High Rocks Kid, and it's like, it's just pathetic. And again, this comes down to the whole don't like you. Like, not everyone watching this video will like what I've got to say here, but this is just true. If you're selling as to a female, again, from a male's perspective, I just don't really lean into the masculine part of it, but I just kind of ask about what do you think your partner's going to say, and I just go through that same exercise. Okay. And this whole think about it, there's a few things here, but what do you need to think about? Because the only thing that I want their attention focused on, if you've got like a big offer, we're going to get you this dedicated communication channel, your own account manager is going to do pre-recorded materials, we're going to do 3 weekly coaching calls, we're going to do this for your business, we're going to do X this, you're going to get these resources. It's so much, okay? So how I like to do it is I just say, Alvin, look, I've spoke, like I've reeled off so much for you on this call, and I want you to actually ignore all the glitz and glam. That's what I refer to it as. I want you to ignore all of the glitz and glam, and I want you to focus your efforts and attention on this, and it's the outcome. You said you've been doing X, Y, Z for this long. This is the issues you've been experiencing. This is not how it's made you feel, but this is what it's impacting. This is the fluctuations, etc. And I'd say the only thing I need to focus on right now is that we can fix all of that. And more importantly, that number there, i.e. what you're making, we can change it and we can make it what we believe to be this. Okay, again, there's no guarantee, but based on this program that we've worked on, based on this offer, it could be based on this kind of body type that I've worked with. I think you're going to lose about 30 pounds in the next 60 days or whatever it may be. Again, it could be social media management, it could be SEO. It doesn't really matter what you're selling, it's just the outcome. So you focus all on things, say, look, all this stuff's amazing, you're going to get access to it, okay? The main thing I want you to focus your efforts on is the investment that you're making now in yourself and in your business is to get you here. And like someone once said to me, don't sell the holiday logistics to someone, sell the destination. Like, you don't need to sell them on, oh yeah, the S-Class is going to pick you up at this time and you're going to get in it, the driver's going to do this, you're going to get to the airport. Like, it's too long. Just sell them on the fact, look, you're going to spend 15 grand, 30 grand, whatever, and in the 24 hours, you're going to be in the Maldives sipping pina coladas and someone's going to be like fucking feeding you grapes or something, right? You sell them on the outcome, that's, yeah, perfect, okay? So don't let them think about it, because 9 times out of 10, people are going to think on it. or want to think on it. And again, it just comes back to this. They don't make decisions this quick. It's a psychological flaw. It's a broken decision-making process. It's what's worked for them so far, but they need to change it, in my opinion, okay? Especially if you're not certain, and I've actually had this, if you're not certain that maybe it's going to work 100% or that it could work, but maybe they've just got a different offer. So, for example, my offer would, let's just say I was focused on people selling school communities only. Let's say an agency booked in, even though I'm confident the same processes could work, I may not I may actually want them to think on it because I'd be like, look, my experiences with this, I want you to think on it. If you're confident, great, come back to me. But providing that they're your ideal ICP, they don't need to think on it. They do not need to think. They're just going to tell themselves some bullshit story, okay? And the last thing that I would mention here as well is how to pre-handle this, which is just when they say, I want to think about it, like, how long is it that they've been in that position? They say that they've been in this position struggling for, let's say, 6 to 8 months. You need, and I honestly asked this. I was like, look, dude, you've told me that you've been in this position for 6 to 8 months, correct? Yeah, okay. And in that 6 to 8 months, you said it's affected you this way. It could be that you've had to let some team members go, revenue's declined, you've lost some clients, it's caused you more stress. It can even have infiltrated into your relationship. Is that fair to say? All of them, yeah, perfect. You've hit the nail on the head. Okay. When clients are saying that to you as well, by the way, that tells you that they're your ICP because I know my ideal client psychology better than they probably know themselves at this point. Okay. So then I would say to them, what is it you want to think about in the next 24 hours that you've already not thought about in those 6 to 8 months? Like, what are you going to come up with in the next 24 hours that you've not spent the last 6 to 8 months thinking about? And this is probably where you can see I lack empathy because I try to PS2. It's like I try to pattern interrupt. Like, hey, I'm here. I'm not here to sell you some shit. This is not a broken car. It's not a course that you don't need. It's not Forex. Like, this is a proven solution. Okay? What is it that I need to do to you right now to snap you out of this fucking thing that you're in, to actually help you believe in yourself, to commit to this, to get you some results? Okay? So ask them that question. Okay? And again, chances are it's fear, it's perceived lack of value. They don't think it will work. It could be money logistics. Okay? And money logistics can just be, well, look, I want to do this, but I just don't have the funds available right now. Okay, what do you have available? Again, so many people shy away from these questions. Like, I don't want to talk about finances. Dude, we're literally going to help you make more money. We need to talk about finances. And if you're not even comfortable talking about finances, how do you expect to manage a business that's going to be doing multiple 7 figures or 6 figures? Like, what are we even doing here? Like, are we men or are we fucking get like schoolgirls or something? Get them to open up. Oh, well, I've got about 15K right now. Okay. So 15K, your operational costs, your overheads, etc. You're looking at, let's say, I don't know, it's 3K a month on this guy's business. Not a big business. Yeah, about that. Okay, perfect. So money aside, if I was to ask you to make a commitment to him with me today to get you onboarded so you can get the fucking help and support that you need and I can work with you, money aside, would you do this? Yes. Okay. Why? Get them to open up. Okay. And out of everything that you just said to me, what in particular comes up for you that you think is the most important? The community, the accountability, the support for most entrepreneurs, right? Okay, because they're not fucking idiots. They just need some guidance, support, and obviously maybe some done for you stuff with the systems or whatever it may be or whatever it is you offer. Okay? Okay, great, amazing. So money aside, you would absolutely do this. Okay, great. Ask them then to make a commitment. If I was to do something for you in terms of the money, in terms of the investment, I don't like the word money, in terms of the investment, are you in a position now where you would be willing to move forward? Or have you seen enough today where you can now move forward? Okay? Again, there's so many ways you can frame it. If they say yes, just say, well, I can't touch the number. The investment's the investment, but how about we would take 50% up front? Now, I'm willing to make that commitment or that offer to you, providing that you're willing to make that commitment today on this call. Otherwise, it's just gone. Okay, this is how I like to do it. Okay, I don't want money to be the reason that people can't work with me if I believe that they're a great fit. That being said, I also can't have them on a 24-month payment plan. I like to have that. They need to have some skin in the game. Otherwise, you also have a 10K offer and you put them on 5 payments of 2K. They've not parted with enough for it to become such a priority for them to kind of have so much pain that they're going to rush into it, or at least the majority of people won't. So you need to have, for example, if they've got 15K available, you've got a 10K offer, and they've got 30 days until their next payroll and overheads come out, meaning that that 3K is going to go out their bank and they're going to be left with 2 if they don't make anything more. Again, because I'm not including current revenue. If they part with the 10 to invest in you, the fucking urgency that they're going to have, and it could also be unnecessary stress, but the urgency that they would have coming into that, they're going to complete their onboarding quick as fuck. They're going to be on their onboarding call quick as fuck. They're going to action anything you say quick as fuck. These clients are going to be really committed to making this work because they have no other option other than to shut down. Okay? So logistically, don't ever just say, oh, you can pay 10K or you can pay 5 installments of 2K, because it's like, it's 10K. No, the price is the price. Is there anything you can do? What makes you ask that? Okay, get them to open up. I only ever offer split pays or something if I know that the client needs it. I want to work with them, and I don't ever just say, okay, let's do this, and then they still give me the think about it. Listen, if you're asking for something like that, you're sure as fuck not thinking about this, okay? If you want to mute yourself and kind of turn your camera off for 3 seconds, I'll give you that, and then we're back to it. You don't need to think about it, okay? It's all bullshit. Smoke screens, they're the only reasons that people wouldn't move forward you. Again, think of the whole, what have we got here? I'll talk about these in other trainings. Think of the whole Lamborghini scenario for your offer. And this is another one as well that I'm going to do a YouTube on in a separate video. Hope this helps. Go and close some more deals, guys.